In order to create an invoice, there's one of two ways of doing this. You can either do it manually from the accounting page by clicking Invoices and then choosing New in the top right hand corner. The default invoice date will be today, and the invoice due date will be defined by your settings that we covered in another video. In my case here, it's defaulted to 7 days, but if you needed to change any of these dates, you can do, and you can always backdate your invoices if you need to as well. Choose the client's name from the list and click Create Draft Invoice. You're then taken to the invoice page. Again, the invoice date all pulls through to here. Depending on what your settings are set to, your invoice tax section will be predefined by your settings page. I've got mine set to no tax at the moment, but you can change it on this page if you wanted to view it differently. But I'd suggest making that choice in your settings section and just using the same option every time. Now, this next section here is obviously the invoice summary. It tells you the invoice number, and then all of the totals will populate as you start adding items onto your invoices. Now, in the invoice items section here, you've got one of 3 ways to add items. You can either add a stock item, which we obviously covered in another video and shown you how to add stock items to your inventory. So we could add a stock item. You can see which stock items you've got available and what quantities you've got on hand. And you can simply choose how many of these you'd like by increasing or decreasing the volume in this box. And you can assign the item to a patient as well if you wanted to, and then click Add Items. You'll see that it's given the item a name of the stock, it's pulled the animal name through as well, and it's pulled the price and the quantity through, and it's totaled the number of items against the price. Now, to add a line item from your preset list, click Preset Item, and you'll be shown a list of your preset items. We made a follow-up appointment in a previous video and it was £50, so we can choose that option. You're able to choose multiple options just by ticking the boxes if you've got other line items available and you'd like multiple items adding onto your list. And again, you're able to assign this item to a particular patient. So click Add to Invoice. So that's a preset item, and then you are also able to add a new item manually. So again, you can choose a patient to assign that to, or you can leave it blank. We can add, oopsie-daisy, an item by the name. A description is optional. You can then add the quantity. Again, you can choose your tax rate, whether you're VAT registered or tax registered or not, or choose the relevant rate for this particular service, and then add the price, and then click Save. And again, you'll notice here I've added mileage, so I've done a multiple, so 55 as a quantity and the price, and then it's totaled all of that up for you. And you'll see that all of your totals for each of these line items are here, and they've all subtotaled at the top over here as well. Now, when you're ready, you can save the invoice as a draft, and it will save on your invoices list as a draft. Or when you're ready to approve the invoice and you don't need it as a draft anymore, simply hit the Approve Invoice button. And then you'll get an option to either send the invoice if it's an app using client or it's a guest client that has an email address in, or the download invoice button, which produces a PDF of your invoice that you're then able to either send manually to a client if you wanted to, or store somewhere for your own records. And then once you've clicked send, your client will either be sent the invoice by email or by the app, and they'll get an app notification if they're an app using client as well. Now you'll see that it's now changed to resend invoice, so you can quickly and easily see that you have actually sent that invoice to your client. You can delete the invoice if you need to. You can make any more changes or add any more items if you wanted to as well. And if you've got automated reminders set, they will go based on the number of days you've got your automated reminders set to, but we've got a button here if you wanted to manually send an email or an app notification reminder to your clients. And if the app has sent a notification reminder, there'll be a date in brackets here when the reminder was last sent, so you can quickly and easily see when your client was last reminded. Now, the other way to send an invoice is at the end of an appointment. So we've got an appointment here. If we just click Start Appointment, imagine we finished all of our notes and you're now ready to finish your appointment and create an invoice. You simply click the Finish Appointment and Create Invoice button, and it creates an invoice for this client, ready for you to fill in all of your details as we did on the other screen before. So that's how you create an invoice. Check out any of our other videos in the invoicing section to see how to do other things with your invoices.